Now in darkness world stops turning, ashes where the body's burning. No more war pigs have the power, and as God has struck the hour, day of judgment God is calling. On the knees the war pigs crawling, begging mercies for the sins. Satan laughing spreads his wings. Oh Lord, yeah.
What's up, everybody? Pile 702 back today with another MCM Mech mods review. So today we are going to be looking at the MCM Nuke V2. This thing does some of the craziest shit I've ever seen. To all of you that say innovation is dead, watch this review. So what we're going to do right now, we're gonna go downtown. I'm gonna show you all around the Nuke. We're definitely gonna put a build in. Definitely gonna listen to some good music. Pop back up, pros, cons. You know how we do it. All right, so today it is the MCM Nuke V2. It comes in, you guys are all familiar now with the new MCM packaging. Only thing you'll find on this box is MCM's website. www.mcmmods.com. Hit them up. Back of the box, we have model Nuke V2, color Ultim, serial number 53. I think that's like the lowest serial number I've ever had in my entire life. Thanks, guys. It's awesome. It's got the date of your quality check 7/16/18 and prepared by the man, the myth, the legend, Mao. Up front, here is your MCM Nuke V2. Before I go over the mod, I'm going to go over all of the extras. With this particular mech mod, there are multiple configurations. This is something that is starting to be common with MCM mods. They perform more than one function, which to me is taking it to another level on innovation. So I'm going to show you all of the accessories and packages you can buy with this mod first. First option you can get, this is a actual squonking system. How does that work, right? If you anyone that knows like the original Nuke and what these things look like, how the hell are you gonna squonk this thing and get a battery in? Well, I'm gonna show you. You can buy a squonking package right here. When you're using it in squonk mode, this is gonna be your extender right here for your battery. This goes together and it's gonna be 18650 only with this extender, just so you know. Also, if you plan on running this thing in series, you get this Delrin adapter right here. Just like that. This will all connect inside the mod. And it's once again in series 18650. 18650 only, which I don't care if it's a 21700 series. I typically prefer anything in series or any mod that's got two batteries. I still prefer 18650s because a dual 21700s, most of the time they're pretty large mods. Like the Triple S wasn't a large mod, but if I have a choice, I'm going with dual 18650s. Now in single mode I want a 21700, which we'll get to that. But so this is the setup right here for series. If you want to run series, All right, now this guy right here, this is the conversion. If you're just going to run one battery, you're not gonna run it in squonk mode. You just wanna run it like the OG Nuke, which is basically just a mech tube. Run a 2700 or a 21700. You can buy a base plate like this. This is actually the base plate for the 18650 mode. I have the base plate for the 21700 on my Stabwood V2, which I will be showing you in a minute. But just so you know, you can totally buy a kit that makes it a one battery 21700. So if you have some 30Ts or some 40Ts you want to run, no problemo. Squonk bottle. You get a nice little squishy squonk bottle, just like they always give. It's got the concave top like that, so the last drop doesn't go in the mod, goes on top, so you're good there. It's your squonker. This is the star of the show, the MCM Nuke V2. This is, once again, this is that Delrin extender, so when you want to run series that I just showed you, so don't worry about that. The Nuke V2, this is the Ultim edition. You can see it's very, very high quality, excellent Ultim. It's got that nice, clear piss look to it that I enjoy so much. I really do. Like, people talk shit about Ultim. I love Ultim. I love Ultim. I love brass. You can see it says V2 right here. It's got some engravings in here. And then, you know, you have battery venting, battery venting, battery venting. Bottom of this. Now let's concentrate on this for a second. This has a drop, like almost like a magazine. I'm scared to say it because it's associated with GUN, and I don't want to get anything flagged, but you just simply push this button, pops right out. This is that piece that you saw in the last clip where you add this for the series. So if you're going to run this thing, you know, series extension, just like that. So that is it in series extension mode. And your battery rattle, this is an adjustment screw right here. Not only is this venting, this is an adjustment screw, and you can see all the venting on this right here. Once this is in and tightened up and your RDA is on here, you know, this isn't gonna move, but you're gonna be sitting like this. I really, really like how they did this. This is very, very slick how you just hit that button and this pops right out. Now up top here, you can run up to a 26 with no overhang. This is all brass. It's got a really nice kind of knurling kind of texture right here. And as you can tell, it is a hybrid connection. Make sure that whatever RDA you're gonna put on here has a protruding 510. How does this thing squonk? This plate right here pops off. There is your squonk. Now, this is all Australian brass. On the inside, you will see up top, magnet. And the only thing that really I would make a point of changing is I would have put 4 magnets on here. It takes quite a bit for this thing to come off. I mean, it doesn't just come flying off like that. And obviously when you're holding it like this, or you're holding it like this. So either way, you know, your fingers are gonna be around this, or the web of your hand is gonna be around this. This falling off for me has not been an issue, but say if you're someone that just doesn't squonk, that just wants to use this thing as a mech mod, you know, either series or single, my suggestion would be just throw a little super glue at each corner, put this thing on there, and you're done. You don't have to worry about it falling out. I do believe the future batches of these are gonna come with 4 magnets. Just pointing that out. It's not completely secure, but it's secure enough. That's gonna open up your squonk window right there. If you're not gonna squonk, don't worry about it. Your switch is on the side. It is brass, and then this pattern on the inside right here is Ultim. Something a little bit different. This is operated by magnets. The majority of mechs that you get these days, you know, no matter how the switch is configured, it's usually spring-loaded. I don't think I've had a switch that ran off a magnet since the Danessa V2, I think is the last one. But this is all magnets. You know, I've seen a couple other reviews where They said that this button sticks. They obviously, you know, maybe they received theirs before I did or whatnot or whatever, but I've never had a problem with this thing sticking at all. You know, if you want to make sure, you can pop this off and you can clean behind here. There might be a little bit of buildup of patina or something like that because it is all brass. It's just 2 screws and this pops off and the magnets are behind there. If you want a better look at the switch, let me post Burn's review right here. Burn, he is MCM. He's part of the MCM family. You know, he's worked for MCM. He knows all about the product and he tears this down and he will give you a very good look at this. So definitely check out his video. Very good review. What up, Burn? Kamustaka? We got some symbols on here. We got no trash cans and the C and the E. That's new. I haven't seen those on any of MCM's products. Right here, more venting. I mean, this whole thing. The Filipinos, they like to run hard. They like to run series mech. They like low builds. They like massive clouds. Their whole style, their whole culture, vape culture, it's power. It's absolute. They're chasing the clouds. I mean, they chase the flavor too. It's just kind of cool how around the world, you know, different countries, different cultures, stuff like that. Vaping is kind of like food. You know, everyone does a little bit differently. You can guarantee yourself any mechanical mod you buy from MCM is A, gonna hit hard, and B, gonna hit harder than anything you have. So just those are some good rules of thumb when you're buying a mech mod from MCM. Once again, this is not for beginners. So if you're a beginner, don't buy this mod, but definitely watch this review. And when you get experienced, pick one of these up. Highly suggested. So here is exact same mod, but this is in the stab wood. Absolutely gorgeous, very fragile. Be careful. I want to show you this one because this right here this is the plate that it came with it, with the button, you know, where you can drop the 18650 inner sleeve like a magazine. This right here is the 21700 plate. So you just take that one off. It's one screw. You put this on. It has the same battery cap that comes with all MCM parallel configured mods. Same exact screw and style cap. I have a 30T, well, I have a Vape Cell 30T rewrap in there, and the UDG 25 RDA, which is my all-time favorite dual coil RDA to drip on. As a matter of fact, I'll just put the review right there because I love it so much. I think I linked this thing in just about everything, but I love this thing. But I think this on top of this looks killer. So this is just a quick look at what it looks like fully configured. You know, this has that's the Squonk door that comes off just like everything else. Everything I showed you on the Ultim you can do on this. This one's just a little bit more expensive, and that is the Ultim V2 and the Stabwood V2 next to each other. Can we just take a moment?
They're beautiful.
You can see everything's set up the same. So whether you get the Delrin, the Ultim, the Stabwood, resin, whatever, you know, they're all set up the same. Although the Stabwood, the Squonk door is actually Stabwood as well. Same thing on this one, 2 magnets and everything. This one's, you know, this thing's ready to rock and roll. It's just, the UDG 25 belongs on top of this mod, I'm just telling you guys. And just so you can see how it works, how it drops that inner sleeve, when you push this button, this notch right here disappears. And that notch is what this groove rides up on. So that's how it drops. Just like that, there is a shot straight down the pipe. All the way down. You can see a little Delrin on the bottom of that hybrid connection, which is going to be good for your Squonk. You know, you can't have your metal on metal action, so your whole squonking system once you put your Squonk system in, you just put that in there. Good to go. Once you have a battery in here and you have this tightened up and all that, this play will go away. If you want to go Squonk, which I'm going to set this up Squonk just because I've only seen a couple other reviews out there. None of them have this actually configured in Squonk. Since I have my Stabwood one already configured in single 21700, I'm just gonna go ahead and set this thing up in Squonk mode for you guys. You know, and then you can get a good idea too about how big this thing would be in series mode. Let's just compare it to a regular single 21700 Mech mod, the Dreamer. So everybody knows the Dreamer. Everyone has the Dreamer. Dreamer is an excellent mech mod. You can see, you know, this is it takes up to a 21700. So single 21700 in the V2, you can see the V2 is much shorter and smaller than the Dreamer. A little bit wider, but here. That's a 21700 mech tube for all practical purposes, and so is this. So you can see how much shorter this is than this, mainly because of the switch. You know, this has a switch on the bottom, this has a switch on the side. That's where they make up that room. Now, in series or Squonk mode, you know, this thing gets pretty long, and you're not going to be setting it down, obviously, you know, like this. Just something for you to think about. If you're going to set this up in Squonk or series mode, you know, you're not gonna be able to set it down. You have to set it down on the side, which isn't a big deal unless you have a bunch of over Squonk juice in your RDA and then it leaks to shit on the side. So Squonk responsibly, or just run it single. But we like to Squonk around here, so we run the Squonk. So that was the Nuke V2 in all of its configurations. We are gonna set this bad Mammer Jammer up in Squonk mode with the single 18650. I just think that the Goon LP with this Ultim top looks insanely good on here. Even though this thing sucks ass to build, which you'll see. I'll get a review out on this thing. Hit it. And that was a little bit of Aussie for you. And the MCM Nuke V2. Let's take them for some rips. Whew. With that underground on it, I'm telling you, we're gonna do pros and cons. Start off with cons and with the pros, because we always end on a positive note around here on the MCM Nuke V2. And this is a con that I've heard, other people, and it's going to be addressed in the next batch. But the Squonk doors, they only have 2 magnets, and it should have 4 magnets. They're not necessarily, they don't fall out. They're not gonna fall out. If you drop it, they're gonna fall out. It could be attached a lot better, but then again, this is like the first run, the first everything. The next batch is coming out, it's gonna have 4 magnets and stuff like that. But you might not even wanna squonk this thing. I mean, you might wanna run this thing just like this, or run it in series. And if that's the case, then just super glue the fucking thing shut. I mean, that's my advice to you. But another con will be when you have it in series mode, when you have it in squonk mode, you're not gonna be able to set it down. I mean, you have to set it down sideways, obviously, because of this extender tube right here. It's to be expected. If you're gonna squonk this thing, it's not necessarily small or portable or that convenient to sit down. It definitely squonks, and this thing hits super hard. Pros on the Nuke V2. On the V2, we're gonna start off where we always start off with MCM, and it's going to be the build quality of this. The build quality, I mean, you can see like this stab wood is just, I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous. I mean, this is the one that I'm scared to even hold because it's so nice. If you drop stab wood, you're fucked. So if you get stab wood, you might want to super glue it to your hand, or walk around on bubble wrap, because if you do drop this thing, it will break. That is why I'm such a huge fan of the Ultim. You can drop the shit out of this thing. Ultim is very, very strong. Doesn't like to melt, it doesn't like to break. That's something to keep in mind. These do come in Delrin also. What do we got? Black Delrin, white Delrin, resin, Ultim, stab wood. Okay, so you get tons of different finishes on these. The design, the machining. Said it once, say it a million times. Find me a mech mod, a modder that makes better and more innovative mech mods. Let me know, because MCM is at the top of the game. They're putting out, I mean, it was just, what, 2 weeks ago that I put out the Triple SP, and then it was like a month ago that the Triple S came out, and then you had the UDG Squonker. I mean, these guys don't slow down. I mean, they're just going forward, innovative on everything that they do. They got into the single coil game this year. MCM doesn't slow down. Innovation. I mean, they're putting out mods now. This is 3 mods in one. It's a single, that's actually 4. It's a single 21700. No, actually it's 5. It's a single 21700. It's a single 2700. It's a single 18650. It's a series dual 18650, or it's a Squonk 18650 single. So that's all the configurations you can do with this mod. Now, all of that depends on what packages you get. You can order the Squonk, which will come with everything that I showed you. No matter what, you can run this thing. If you just buy the base package, you can run it. It's 18650 single, or you can buy this bottom right here, this bottom piece, which turns it into a 2700 or a 21700. So if you're not planning on squonking and you're not that into, series stacked, because this is really right here, this is how I'm gonna vape this thing all day long, because this is a mech tube. I mean, look how small it is. This is for all practical purposes. It's basically a mech tube with a really, really nice, the way that where the button's located, it keeps it extremely short. In the hand, this thing is extremely small to have a 21700 in it. If you do decide to go the Squonk route and the Squonk kit and everything, the extra extras that I showed you, that kit's about $80. Once again, that's up to you. That's if you're into series mech and or you want to turn this thing into a squonker. I have my, if I'm gonna squonk, I'm gonna use this right here. This is my favorite. This and the Triple S, but the UDG. If I'm gonna squonk, I'm using the MCM UDG all day long. That's like a badass mod. Thinking of that, I was watching a review the other night on this, and he's a friend of mine, All Day Vapes. He has a really good review on the V2 as well. I'll post it right here. He breaks it down, does a very nice job. He's out of Australia. Highly recommend you check out his channel, subscribe. Very, very nice guy. He does a ton of MCM stuff as well. All Day Vapes, good review, check it out. Don't just take my word for it because I'm an MCM fanboy, but I'm fucking right. I'm just telling you right now. Other pros, you're gonna hear a lot of the same things. You use the Australian brass, all the threading is perfect. On the caps down on here, there's no inconsistencies in either one of these mods. With the button now, like I said, in the prototype version, people were having a little bit of issues with the button sticking. Those are the prototypes. Both of these right here, I've had no problems. I haven't had the button stick one time. That's the pro on how hard this thing hits. This thing hits crazy hard. Obviously it hits way harder in single or stacked mode because it's gonna be hybrid. Once you put it into your squonk mode, as you saw, it's kind of like a 510 connection on top of that squonk tube. It's not gonna hit as hard in squonk mode that it is in single or in series mode. But it still hits hard either way. Both of these things, if you wanna chase them clouds, put two 18650s in here and go to town. Have fun with your 8.4 volts. Candy Pop Peach Gummies. Got it from bradsvapor.com. I will leave a link below. It's delicious. Label's probably a little on the iffy side. Probably have to change that label soon, but the juice itself is very, very good. So highly recommend the juice. Sticking with the Switch, I give the Switch a pro just for the fact that it's on the side instead of the bottom, and it makes the mod that much shorter. If this was going to be a Switch on the bottom or something like that, you're going to add another 10 to 15 millimeters on it. So I do like the side switch. It is kind of nice, the magnet feel. Like a magnet switch, it feels looser than a spring. A spring, there's always tension there. Magnet, it's very clicky. You just barely touch it, and it just bounces right back. But as you can see, every time I hit this thing, it doesn't stick. How many times do I have to hit it for it to stick and not on fire? It doesn't. So clean your damn switches. If it's sticking, take those things off, clean your damn switches, change your drawers, step the game up. All right, so we're gonna go price on this. Now I'm talking, this is if you're ordering directly from the Philippines. You're gonna pay $50 shipping. So I'm just gonna give you the prices with shipping included if you bought from MCM. Your Delrins, they're gonna run you $130. Your resin's gonna run you $135. Your Ultim is gonna run you $170, and your Stabwood's gonna run you $190. And that's with shipping. It's not including any of the kits or any of the other side stuff that I showed you. That's just if you were to get this, and it just comes with that dropout magazine, so you can do 18650 or stacked 18650. In my personal opinion, it's worth getting 21700 bottom. When you're talking singles, single 30T or vape cell 30T rewrap compared to the best single 18650 out there, it's not even close. You're getting 35 amps, you're getting 3000 mAh. I've had this 21700 in here for like a few days. My humble opinion, bare minimum, get the 21700 bottom plate adapter, because that 21700 is where it's at in a single battery mod. Like I said, if it's gonna be a Squonk or 18650, I don't mind because I run single coil on that. They're small and stuff like that. Something like this, you're running you want to run some dual, I mean, you can run a single coil, but this thing is begging for dual coil, low ohm, massive clouds, big power, hard hitting. You know, that's how they do it down there. So that's it. The MCM Nuke V2 Ultim Stabwood Squonk single 21700, both fucking badass. Do I recommend it? Hell yeah, I recommend this. It's just a different way, especially if you're into mech tubes and hybrid connections. It's just different. It feels so much better in the hand than a regular tube. And the fact that you can finger fire, like with your index finger like that, you know, or you can thumb fire it either way, or in squonk mode. Everything is done with one hand. All of that, the ergonomics and the way that it fits in the hand and stuff like that, that's another pro that I forgot that I need to put in there, because in the hand this thing feels great. That's all that I have for you on the MCM Nuke V2. A bad motherfucker. It is a bad motherfucker. That being said, thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for dropping the comments. Thank you so much just for being, all you guys are cool as, I mean, you guys, it's rare, I think, for a channel to have over 1,000 subscribers and we don't have any tool bags. I mean, every once in a while there's a douchey comment, but that's to be expected. Like 99.9% of you guys are fucking awesome. And that's why I'm gonna keep sending some badass shit out to everybody. Salamat po to MCM, to Mao, to the MCM family. Burn all day vapes for doing a review. I really appreciate your guys' support. You guys make a superior product, and I'm very, very blessed and honored to be able to review them. There's no, in my opinion, there's nowhere to go but down when you're talking to MCM and mech mods. So that being said, don't know what's going on out there. It's Monday if you're watching this, which means your ass better be at work making money so you can order one of these. But other than that, around here, with both my V2s, it is definitely all love. Even though my shirt's full of weapons, it's still all love. So I'll catch you on the next one.